secondary to that, okay? It's a racist model. In fact, a UN resolution was passed that Zionism is racism. And then the Zionists really got upset and they did all sorts of backroom deals to reverse that. But if you study Zionism, it is a political ideology. And another very important point people need to know, and you can do your own research, during World War II, the Zionists and the Nazis were one. They worked together. The great trade union leaders were Jews who wanted to build this bottoms-up movement. And you know who the Nazis butchered together? The Zionists and the Nazis. Many examples, like in the Warsaw Ghetto, where the Jews were wanting to fight Hitler and the Zionists disarmed, collaborated with the Nazis. So everyone needs to recognize Zionism is not Judaism. It may have like certain symbols, like the Star of David, just like the Vatican has nothing to do with the teachings of Christ.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
They may put the cross there, or the Brahmanism or the caste system has nothing to do with Hinduism. So all these religions hijack the teachings and then they morph it into something that benefits power, profit, control. And people need to recognize this. So that's why it's really disgusting that many of these Brahmanical caste people are promoting Zionism, because they're all in the same club. Whether you're the Vatican, whether you're Zionism, whether you're the Brahmanical casteist elites of Hinduism, you all are one, so you all support each other, right? Because it has nothing to do with the original teachings in any of these great religions, right? So that's what Zionism is. Zionism, the simple definition of Zionism is racism. Zionism is anti-Semitism that serves the forces of power, profit, and control.
So on a presidential question, how would you get the U.S. away from this new world order?
Here are some simple things. No more dual citizenships. You cannot serve in government if you're an American citizen and an Israeli citizen. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And by the way, any U.S. citizen can participate in the Israeli army and fight, okay? So you can look at Anthony Blinken. His grandfather was critical to creating Israel. I mean, his whole lineage is Zionist. When he goes to, you'll see him hugging people when he gets off the plane much more warmly than he hugs people in the United States. Who are these people serving? This is who they're serving. And by the way, you don't have to be Jewish to be a Zionist. Zionism is racism in the service of imperialism. Netanyahu is Satan incarnate. This guy is fucking crazy, all right? He was being ousted. By the way, there are Israeli people in Israel who are against Zionism.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So this needs to be understood. And there was going to be a civil war against Netanyahu.
And they don't care that they're killing billions of people. There's an agenda around this, and it's absolute evil is what they're doing.
Yeah, so this is no longer a war. This is about good versus evil. This is really about good versus evil. It's beyond anything you can imagine. And you look at a Netanyahu, you have to understand that it was Mossad. Mossad's thing is through deception, we shall win war. That's their slogan. That's their motto, okay? Through deception. How the hell does these little paratroopers come into Israel? Supposedly have the Iron Dome. They funded hundreds of billions of dollars from the U.S. Hamas was funded by Israel, was created by Israel as early as 2019. Yossi Cohen, who's a head of Mossad, went to Qatar and told them to fund Hamas, okay? The biggest opportunity here is for the American working people to rise up and destroy Zionism. Zionism is anti-American, it's anti-human, it's anti-Semitic. It has nothing to do with anything you would read in the core values of the Declaration of Independence or the U.S. Constitution. It's antithetical to all of it. And the only force right now that's sustaining, manipulating people on the ground level is a Christian evangelical Zionist. Go listen to those crazy fucking preachers. Nuts. These people are mouthpieces for Zionism. There's not like 100 solutions to this. There's only one, and that is we must build a movement. And the word movement has been misused by these same controlled opposition scumbags. A movement is actually a bottoms-up movement where people understand the dynamics of how the elites manipulate you. So that's the engineering piece. It has to have a very clear vision, truth, freedom, health. And then there has to be something that you do as an individual on a day-to-day basis. And that action can only occur in a decentralized way, one-on-one, locally. I've been fascinated by movements since I was a child. Since I was a 4-year-old kid, I studied all of them. And I ultimately came to the conclusion a simple flyer, printed flyer, handing out to people is a very powerful weapon. You may know on our website, to make this real, go to shivaforpresident.com and shivaforpresident.com. And you'll notice this is our website. On the right side, there's something called free downloads. This one-page flyer is the weapon on how to stop these people, okay? First of all, my run for president recognizes that elections are selections. They stole my election in 2020. We proved that. These guys don't even follow their own rules, okay? They're all scumbags. They do not want someone like me who actually comes bottoms up, who's earned everything I have, ever being able to win an election, because they have their boys, right? The Trumps, the Kennedys, the Gabbards, right? You can go down the list. But this flyer probably took me 40 years to do it. Let me tell you why, because I learned how to hand out flyers when I was a student at MIT. We used to create them. We started an independent newspaper, which was just a one-page piece of paper, and we would write different articles. It's a technology, actually. It's powerful.
One more thing. This is so great. You guys go to his website, shivaforpresident.com, learn more about this, because we do absolutely need a movement like this and people coming together. That's another reason why I was wondering about Trump a long time ago, because there's such division and we need to be unified.
Thank you, Michelle. I hope that was valuable, and it was great speaking with you. Thanks for the opportunity.